Greetings, boys and girls. In today's video, we are going to be rounding numbers to the nearest thousand and beyond. Now, before we get into this video, make sure that you watched the rounding rap video that was on my website. Okay, watch that one first because we're actually going to be using the song from that video in this video. Okay, and so if you didn't get a chance to hear it yet, it says, find the place value. Circle the digit, then move to the right and underline it 0 through 4. The circle stays the same. 5 through 9, adding 1 is the game. Now, flex your muscles just like a hero. Digits to the right, change to zeros. All the other numbers stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. So we are going to use that song as we round numbers in today's preview video. Okay, in the example that we have on our worksheet, it says to round 143,298 to the nearest thousand. So we're using the same place value grid that we've seen for the past week. So we built 143,298 by putting the digits in this section. We wrote the value of the digits just so that we get the practice of understanding what that is. And so we're really going to just focus on the digits of this, okay, right up top. So the first part of the song says, find the place value, circle the digit. So we circled the 3 because we are rounding to the nearest thousand, and it's a 3 in the thousands place. Then the song says, move to the right and underline it. So we underline the digit to the right of the place value we're rounding to. Okay? The next part of the song says 0 through 4, the circle stays the same. Now they're saying, look at the number you underlined. If that number is 0 through 4, then the 3 is going to stay the same. Well, guess what? A 2 is between 0 and 4. Because if I counted, I'd say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 2 is there. Therefore, this 3 is going to stay the same. The 3 I circled stays the same. So I'm going to still have a 3 in my rounded number. If this was not a 2, if it was a 5, 6, 7, or 9, then I would have added a 1 to that 3. Okay? So I would have added 1. So 5 through 9, adding 1 is the game. But again, it was between 0 and 4. So my circle stayed the same. It says now, flex your muscles, just like a hero. Digits to the right, so this 2, everything to the right of the circle, 2, 9, 8, changes to zeros. Okay? So that's why we put a 0 for all of the places to the right. All the other numbers stay the same. So that means the 4 and the 1, they stayed exactly what they were. The digits to the left of what we circled are going to stay the exact same. Okay? And the song says, yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. Now, when I look at my place value chart, I have a 1 in the 100,000s place, a 4 in the 10,000s place, a 3 in the thousands place, and then I have a 0 in the hundreds place, 10 in the ones place, and a 0, I hope I said that right, a 0 in the tens place and a 0 in the ones place. So what you're going to notice, I rounded to the nearest thousand. So whatever I say for my number, it's going to end in thousand. Okay? So my answer is 143,000. So we looked at that example. Okay, this one was already done on your sheet. Let's look at another one. So they ask us to round 125,404 to the nearest thousand. So I'm going to build it in my place value chart. Okay, I'm going to first put my digits on here. So I have a 4, a 0 in the tens place, a 4 in the hundreds place, a 5 in the thousands place, 2 in the 10,000s, 1 in the 100,000s. Now, just so that we're continuing to think about the value of these digits, I'm going to go ahead and fill in this line, the value of the digits. A 1 in the 100,000th place is 100,000. A 2 in the 10,000th place is worth 20,000. A 5 in the 1,000th place is worth 5,000. A 4 in the 100th place is worth 400. 0 in the 10th place is still 0. And a 4 in the 1's place, that's easy. It's just 4. Okay? So the next thing I want to do is now I'm going to go through the song. So the song says, find the place value. I'm rounding to the nearest thousand. Okay, here's my thousandths place value. And then it tells me to circle the digit. So I circled my 5. Move to the right and underline it. So I moved to the right of the 5 and I underlined my 4. Now I look at this 4. 0 through 4, the circle stays the same. I underline the 4 and I'm thinking, is it between 0 and 4? And guess what? It is, because it is a 4. So that means the circle, the 5 I circled, stays the same. Okay, and the song says 5 through 9, adding 1 is the game. Well, that is not between 5 and 9. What I underlined was a 4. Now, flex your muscles, just like a hero. Digits to the right, anything to the right of the circle, which is this whole section over here, change to zeros. So I'm putting a 0 there, a 0 there, and a 0 there. Okay? Some students may want to cross these out so we know they turned into zeros. Okay? Then it tells us all the other numbers stay the same. Well, what are the other numbers? They're all the numbers to the left of our place value. Okay? All the other numbers stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. Well, where's my answer? My answer is these digits right in here. So I'm going to rewrite this number. So I have 1s, 10s, 100s, comma. So my final answer is 125,000. And look, I was rounding to the nearest thousandths place. Thousandths place has 3 zeros in it. And I'm looking at my answer. It has 3 zeros in it. So I did round to the nearest thousand. All right, I'm going to give you a moment to jot that down. All right, we're going to move to the next one. If you still need some time, press pause on the video. Okay, RFK Stadium can seat up to 78,600 people. About how many people can sit in the RFK Stadium on any given Sunday? Okay, look at this phrase, about how many. About how many. When I see that phrase, they're not saying exactly how many people can sit there. They're not even saying how many people can sit there. They're saying about how many. So that lets me know they're looking for an estimate. They do not want an exact number. So an estimate is telling me I'm going to have to round my numbers. Okay? So that is an indication that they gave us. So about how many people means that they want me to round 78,600. Well, they're not telling me where they want me to round it to, but they don't need an exact number. I can round to the 10,000ths place. I can round to the thousandths place. I can round to the hundredths place. But look, it looks like our number is already rounded to the hundredths place. So we are going to, in this instance, we're going to just round to the 10,000ths place. Okay? They don't tell us exactly where they want us to round, but we're going to round to the 10,000ths place. So I'm going to go ahead and first build out my number in my place value chart. So 0, 0 in the tens, 6 in the hundreds, 8 in the thousands, and 7 in the 10,000ths place. Now I'm going to write what the value of each digit is. 7 in the 10,000ths place is worth 70,000. 8 in the thousands place is worth 8,000. 6 in the hundreds place is worth 600. 0 in the tens is worth 0. And 0 in the ones is worth 0. Now, I'm going to go back to that song. I'm rounding to the 10,000ths place. So the song says, find the place value. Circle the digit. Well, here's the 10,000ths place. So I'm circling the 7. Move to the right and underline it. I'm underlining the 8. Now I'm going to look at this 8 for the next part of the song. 0 through 4, the circle stays the same. Well, if I count between 0 and 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't say 8. So I guess my circle doesn't get to stay the same this time. Then the song says 5 through 9, adding 1 is the game. So let's see if 8 is between 5 and 9. 5, 6, 7, 8. It is. So now I'm going to add 1 to my circle. Well, if I have 7 and I add 1 to that, that 7 becomes an 8. Okay? So now watch this part. I added 1 to that, but the rest of the song is still going to stay the same. Now, flex your muscles, just like a hero. Digits to the right of the circle change to zeros. So that means this 8 turns into a 0. This 6 turns into a 0. Then these zeros say zeros. Okay? And then it says, all the other numbers stay the same. Well, there's no other numbers to the left of where we rounded. Okay, nothing else is there, so nothing else is going to stay the same. Then, you're a winner in the rounding game. So here's our number spaced out by place value, ones, tens, hundreds, comma. My final answer is 80,000. Okay, I know that's rounded to the nearest 10,000th place because I'm seeing 4 zeros in my place value. Okay, in my number. Okay? And there are 4 zeros in the 10,000th place. All right, let's look at, I'll give you a moment to work that one out, to finish transferring your answer. If you still need more time, please press pause on this video. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the next one. Number 4. It says that RG3 signed a 4-year contract with the Washington Redskins. He will make an average of $5,279,775 per year. If you didn't know, that is a lot of money. About how much money will he make to the nearest 1,000? Well, they told us the place value they want us to consider. And look, they use this phrase again, about how much. So I'm seeing about how much. That tells me they don't want an exact answer. They want an estimate. They want a rounded number. Okay? So I'm going to first build this number in my place value chart. Okay, so I built out the digits. I always start with my ones place when I build it out. And then I'm rounding to the nearest 1,000. Okay, now in this chart, notice I don't have to put the value of each digit. Okay, so now the song says find the place value, circle the digit. Well, I'm rounding to the nearest thousands, so I'm circling the thousands place. Okay, move to the right and underline it. So I underline that 7. Now I'm looking at that 7. 0 through 4, the circle stays the same. 7 is not between 0 and 4. Okay, if I go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't say 7. But then it says 5 through 9, adding 1 is the game. Now I'm looking at the 7, and the 7 is right in between 5 and 9. 5, 6, 7. So that means I'm going to add 1 to my circle. Okay, now this is where it gets tricky. For each place value, I can only have one digit. But look at this. 9 plus 1 equals 10. That's 2 digits. 2 digits can't stay there. So look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my 0 underneath the 9, and I'm going to put a plus 1 next to that 7. So now that 7 has to turn into an 8. I'm doing that at the next place value. Okay? Now let's go back to our song. Now, flex your muscles. Just like a hero, digits to the right change to zeros. So the 7, 7, and this 5, those are also going to change to zeros. Then it tells us all the other numbers stay the same. Now this 7 had turned to an 8 because we had to go to the next place value. We couldn't have two digits in one place value. But the 2 is going to stay the same and the 5 is going to stay the same. So my final answer, I'm going to put my commas where they go, is going to be $5,280,000. And I don't want to leave off that dollar sign because we're talking about his money. He's not getting paid in bananas or paint chips. He's getting paid in dollar bills. Okay? So this is rounded to the nearest thousand. Now some people may look at this and say, Miss Payne, but there's 4 zeros and the thousands place only has 3. Remember, we had the 9 and we had to round up. So the next 1,000 after 9,000 is 10,000. Okay, and that's what we had to factor in. It was 10,000. Okay, so that 1 had to move over to the 7, and so that made the 70,000. It made it 80,000. All right. Okay, I hope that made sense. Go ahead and transfer your answers. Okay, we're going to move on to number 5. Now for this one, they say the median salary for a fashion designer in New York was $54,112 in 2011. The best paid designers made more than $77,951, while the bottom designers earned less than $36,818. Round these salaries to the nearest thousand and order them from least to greatest. Okay, if you want to use the place value chart for this, you can. If you don't, you also have that option. But I want to give you an opportunity to set up your place value chart. Put your periods in and your place value names, and then we're going to go from there. Hopefully you all had a chance to go ahead and label your chart. Now I'm going to take each salary and I'm going to round each salary to the nearest 1,000 because that's what it's asking me to do. Round to the nearest 1,000. So I wrote my 3 salaries down below. Now I'm going to go through each one and use the song. So I'm rounding to the nearest 1,000. I'm trying to figure out the place value, the thousands place. So the 4 is in the thousands place of my first salary. So I circle the digit in the thousands place, then I move to the right and I underline the digit next door. So now I'm looking at this 1, and the song says 0 through 4. Well, the 1 is between 0 and 4, so my circle stays the same. Okay, 5 through 9, adding 1 is the game. I don't need that. Now, flex your muscles, just like a hero, digits to the right, change to zeros. All the other numbers, which is just this 5, stay the same. Yo, you're a winner in the rounding game. Okay, I want you to do the next 2 on your own, and then we'll see if we got the same answer. If you still need time, go ahead and press pause. All right, I hope you had a chance to get those, and hopefully you got 78,000 for the second dollar amount, and then 37,000 for the third dollar amount. So in the second number, we had this 9 that we underlined, and that told us we had to add 1 to the circle, and we should have circled 7. And in the third one, we underlined this 8, which told us we needed to add 1 to the 6 that we circled. Now this problem says to order these from least to greatest. So they all go to the same place value. One has a 5 in the 10,000s place, the other has a 7 in the 10,000s place, and then the last has a 3 in the 10,000s place. So if I'm ordering from least to greatest, I want my smallest number first, and it's going to be 37,000, followed by the 5 in the 10,000s place, the $54,000. And then that will be followed by the $78,000. I hope that made sense. I'm going to erase my +1 up here so that you all don't get confused. So those were the 3. Go ahead and transfer your answer to your paper. Okay, for number 6, I am going to give you all an opportunity to just do this one on your own, and press pause at this time. When you feel like you have the correct answer, you can unpause the video and I'll show you what I got. Alright, well I hope you had a chance to solve this. And the answer is 8,000. You can see how I solved it. Remember, about how many tells us that we're rounding to the nearest thousand. About how many tells us that we're rounding, and then they told us in the problem that we are going to the nearest thousand. Well, boys and girls, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and remember, we used our rounding rap, which was another video we had a chance to watch. This song, the rounding rap, really helps us remember the steps we need to take in order to round. Well, until we meet again, take care and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.